practices, but probably the one that's forefront in my life is a practice of gratitude. And I think about practice, in a fairly spiritual way, but also, just an everyday practical way. Most people understand that it takes practice to learn how to ride a bicycle, right? You don't just get on a bicycle, a two-wheeler, and not fall down. And so you have to take little steps, the tricycle, maybe for some of us, the training wheels, and it takes a long time to really work up the kind of mastery where you don't fall down on a two-wheeler. And the same thing with an everyday practice. It's not just something that you can do occasionally and have it become a way of being, but something that you do over time, gradually, incrementally, and over and over and over again, right? So thank you for sharing that.
Thank
so,
you.
Shelly, are there any projects that you are working on or any places that you're taking the book that you'd like to share with our listeners so that they can learn more about your work and maybe follow you and just get more into the Courage Way?
Sure. Well, CourageWay.org has a variety of quote plates that people can click on. On social media, there's both the Center for Courage and Renewal. So on Facebook, it's Courage Renewal. On Twitter, it's Courage Renewal, as well as my tweet handle is Shelly L. Francis. We have facilitators all over the world, U.S., Canada, United Kingdom, Australasia. So there's people all over to connect with as well. So it's not just me as the author. I'm representing all of the facilitators in this movement. So check out the website, couragerenewal.org, if you want to look into finding a facilitator or retreats that you'd like to go get an in-person experience of this with.
Okay. Great, thank you. And are you doing any book events around the country or internationally that you'd like to share with our listeners as well?
No, I don't have any specifically on the schedule. I've done a few of those already. And so we're probably moving online until things sort of start lining up again. We're a nonprofit, so our budget is, my next work is to continue raising money so that we can keep spreading the word. Next year, I hope to go to Australia.
Yeah, good for you. And you've had an opportunity to talk about the book with Parker as well, right? Parker Palmer?
I have, and we actually have 2 webinars that we did when the book first launched that were a lot of fun to have those conversations, and those are accessible from the CourageWay.org website.
Okay. Well, I'll make sure that I'll give this information again on another part of the podcast so that people can find you and, not only find you, but find resources about the book and about Courage and Renewal work. And thank you for saying that this is not just you, but you're representing the whole community of the Courage and Renewal community. So I think that's an important message to leave with our listeners. Well, thank you again, Shelly, for being my guest on this show. I can't wait to share your work more broadly with people, and this is certainly one of the ways to do that. So thank you.
I really appreciate it.
You are so welcome. Fantastic nuggets. Thanks again to Shelly Francis for being my guest today. If you'd like to learn more about Shelly's book, which is called The Courage Way, Leading and Living with Integrity, check it out at courageway.org. That's courageway.org, COURAGEWAY.org. You can also sign up for a free introductory email series about the book, and you can sign up for the series on the same site. Again, that's courageway.org. If you want to explore additional resources about Shelly's book or about the Center for Courage and Renewal, please go to this site. That's www.couragerenewal.org. www.couragerenewal.org. That's Courage Renewal, all smushed together. There's no and sign in it, okay? Or and word. Just Courage Renewal, COURAGERENEWAL.org. And if you missed any part of this week's show about courageous leadership, you can listen to the podcast on iTunes, or you can catch us on Alexa or right here on Talk Network Radio. Now, before I close today's show, I just want to give a shout out to all the folks listening all around the world. Let me tell you something. Now, more than ever, the world needs you. We need your voice. And I want to encourage you to bring it. Because if you don't, we will miss out on what you have to offer. We will miss out on your very special gifts that only you can bring and share with the world. You know, it's truly amazing how much impact one person can have when you lift your voice for what you care about, and especially when you do so with courage, with compassion, generosity, and integrity, and when you respect the birthright dignity of yourself and others. Now, I also want to encourage you to share the wealth. If you enjoy listening to my podcast, that's Legacy Living with Dr. Gloria Burgess, tell somebody. That's how you can help me pass it on. That's how we spread the love. That's how we can make a difference, one person at a time, one family at a time, one team at a time, one classroom at a time, inch by inch, mile by mile, and smile by smile, at home, at work, and in any area of our lives, every single day, 365, 24/7. Now remember this, how you live is how you show up. How you live is how you lead, right? And when we show up for ourselves and other people, that's called leadership. So remember this again, how you live is how you lead. Now, if you happen to miss any part of this week's show, or if you missed last week's show, you can listen to a podcast anytime. You can listen to it at your own convenience. You can even listen to it on the go. Check us out, Legacy Living with Dr. Gloria Burgess. You can listen in on iTunes or Alexa, SoundCloud, or right here on Talk Network Radio. And that's www.talknetworkradio.com/legacyliving.html. Okay? iTunes, Alexa, SoundCloud, or right here on talknetworkradio.com/legacyliving.html. You can learn more about Legacy Living Make Your Life Count by visiting Facebook, and that's facebook.com/DR for Doctor, DRGLORIABURGESSPHD/. Now, before I close today's show, I want to thank each of you for tuning in, for allowing me to share a bit about my journey with what Legacy Living is all about. Not just living and learning, but living and learning and serving, so you make a difference in your own life and in the lives of others. It's about being on purpose. Every single day, 365, 24/7, Legacy Living is one of the many ways to make your life count. Once again, I want to thank you for joining me for today's show. I'm your host, Dr. Gloria Burgess, and this has been Legacy Living, Make Your Life Count. Please join me again next week, right here on Talk Network Radio for another show of Legacy Living, Make Your Life Count. Don't just count the days in your life. Make the days in your life count. That's what Legacy Living is all about. Have a fantastic day, and remember, make the days in your life count. God bless you. That's our show today. I'm your host, Dr. Gloria Burgess. I hope you'll join me again next week. Until then, don't just count the days in your life. Make the days in your life count. That's what legacy living is all about. Here's to you. Have a fantastic day. Be sure to make it a yes kind of day. And remember, celebrate. Celebrate the music of your life. Make the days in your life